Noise is a result of when the sensor within the camera is getting pushed to its limits, and often that's going to be happening in low light situations. And what it produces is artifacts, and this can be colored artifacts and grain that shows up, or just grain in general. To get a better idea of what we're talking about, let's zoom in, and there's a couple different ways that we can do that. We can use the zoom tool, and as we use this zoom tool and click it, we can drag it across the area that we'd like to zoom in on. We're going to want to get fairly close to really analyze some of the noise that we have going on in the photograph. So we can also use some of the quick presets that we have up here for 100, 50, and 25%. So let's choose 100 and then switch over to the hand tool here so that we can move around within the photograph. As you can see, we have a lot of grain within this image, and we also have some color artifacts happening here around the building in some of those darker areas. A quick and easy way to get started with the noise reduction is to look at some of the presets that we have available. So we can come over and simply click through subtle, moderate, and strong to see what those do to the photograph. We also have other presets available for common use scenarios. So you'll find these here, such as blue sky, mobile, shadows, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and click the reset button here, and we can talk about what the specific sliders do. The color and luminance sliders are going to be the most common that you use for noise reduction. When you use the color slider, as you increase that, and if you look at those darker areas and the shadows underneath the roof, you'll notice that the color starts to reduce and get removed within those colored artifacts. Using the luminance slider, as we move that over, it's starting to smooth the artifacts out together and reducing the overall grain that's produced by the noise. I'm using an extreme example here by moving the luminance fairly high on this noise reduction, but it's to show that as you smooth out the artifacts, it's really going to smooth the entire photograph, and that's what the detail slider is for, is to help bring back some of that detail. So as you push and slide some of the detail over, you'll notice some of that detail comes back, but also some of those artifacts come back. So it's a bit of a balance between the luminance and the detail sliders. Another feature that we have available to us with the noise reduction is the ability to hone in on specific tones and colors. So let's pan over to the tree and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So using the drop down below, you can see that we can hone in on the specific noise that's coming from highlights, midtones, or shadows, or even specific colors. And you can see there's flush colors, vivid colors, different ways that we can quickly pick that. If there's a specific color or tone that you want, you can use the dropper to pick that out. So as we come over and we select the dropper here, we can go ahead and select the tree. And as you move the range up, you'll notice that the settings that we have up above here are getting applied to the tree, but they're not getting applied to the rest of the photograph. So you can see the noise has come back in the building, but it's overall smoothing that tree and the artifacts that are happening within the tree. This is a great technique to use if you have noise coming from a specific tone or color and you want to address that individually. This technique would also help you keep the sharpness within the overall photograph, again, if there's just specific areas that need addressed with noise. Once your photograph and settings are in a place that you like, you can go ahead and click the Apply button and save your changes.